Welcome back to One Piece Re-Review, Anime Review Part 10D. Yes, this one finally finishing up Alabasta arc, covering... Now this episode will cover the rest of Alabasta arc plus the entirety of the arc that comes right after this one, Post-Alabasta. Yep, now the Alabasta stuff basically, for the last two episodes, takes episodes 122 to 130. Yep, when Luffy showed up, he starts his second round with Crocodile, where he's got himself a big barrel and basically sprays water on Crocodile. He does this a few times. And Crocodile at one point actually turns the grass area in the second, kind of like the second, the roof, one of the rooftops of the palace, into a freaking desert. This lasts for about a couple episodes. And meanwhile, though, the Marines have shown up and they've taken on the Brokework agents. Yep. And the only Obama they have is that, well, the king himself basically is pinned to a wall. I think that Crocodile did that to him. And then the nails removed by Nico Robin when they told him to leave. And take him to the Poneglyph. Yes, take him to the Poneglyph. Spends a while getting to it, and we have Tashiki trying to stop her. And, nope, can't stop her. It knocks all over Marines. And Nico also proceeds to break her leg. I want to know, how the heck is she able to live? I mean, she broke her freaking leg and nearly almost cut her throat. But, nope, she let her live. Unknown why Nika Robin did this. As far as I know, there's no explained reason why she wanted to let Tashigi live. Yeah, it's never explained in the series. Nika Robin herself, when she is... Now, she doesn't see Tashigi again after this arc until Punk Hazard. I'm not kidding about that. That's next time that she sees her. And Luffy, of course, nearly loses his fight with Crocodile. He basically has another round with the Crocodile, but don't worry, he's not done yet. Okay, gotta find him, and looks all around, and then he comes across Tashigi. Now, this is the first time Luffy has seen Tashigi. Well, she popped up once, but he never had really He never exchanged any words with her prior to this, and he asked her, "Where is Crocodile?" And she points a sword at her. He's and then she just drops her, "Go that way," "Thank you," and then she just collapses down. And the next time we see Tashigi right after this, she just tells the Marines take out the Brokework agents and protect the Straw Hats. Yep, only because the Brokework agents are a lot more big of a threat than the Straw Hats are. Which, yeah, that's indeed true. I mean, who's more of a threat, a big criminal organization or a group of wanted pirates? Yep, and basically we see that, the way they get down to the royal tomb is, okay, we found this place. Oh, and she's oh, this is a nice place. Yeah, Nika Rob is an archaeologist. So, keep them with the pine gloves. Okay. And he pushes a cat statue. Yes, a cat statue. No, I have no idea what this thing can mean. They do have statues of a jackal, which is for Chaka, and of course a bird for Pell. Yep. And here's the thing. Because the fact there's a bomb in the square, you can be lifted off. Basically, a Pell, Usopp, Sanji, Chopper, Zoro, and Vivi go look for this bomb, and they spend quite a while looking for it until they find it in, of all places, Vivi is one who eagerly figures out, oh, that's a perfect place to have it. The clock tower, which apparently was the home of the secret headquarters of the Sansan clan. Yeah. And it was being occupied by Mr. 7. By the way, Mr. 7 was actually voiced by one of the directors of the series. Yes, this was his second character that he actually brought this up. I saw him in an interview recently when they did the Financial Con last weekend. He actually talked about this character. This is actually one of his first characters he voiced in the series. And his partner is Miss Father's Day. I'm what? I would have thought, though, that with a title like Father's Day, it'd be a father. Nope, it's a woman. And her thing is deal with frogs. Yep. And no, it has nothing to do with the fact I like Frop. That Frop is my favorite female character from My Hero. And she's voiced Monica. It has nothing to do with that. I'm not sure who voices Miss Father's Day. She only appears for just this one episode. Mr. 7 himself doesn't really appear again after this. Yeah. Also, in case you're wondering, this is not the original Mr. 7. Yeah, mentioned by Zoro that he kind of killed the original Mr. 7, and this guy is the replacement one. What? Yeah, that's basically what happened to Zoro. Killed him after he turned down his offer to join Baroque Works. He says, "I'll join if I can be your boss." I'm just like, yeah, the top roles are occupied. Yeah. So eventually, of course, thanks to the efforts of the Straw Hats, they take out Mr. Seven and Miss Father's Day pretty easily. Yeah, and like they apparently think the fuse was a bomb, so inside the thing is going to explode. So Pell shows up. Yeah, even though he's been shot by Miss Father's Day. Yeah, takes the bomb up in the air and explodes. Don't worry, he's not dead. Yep, because he's a guardian deity. And of course, to show a flashback when BB's younger, she actually once flew on his back, and apparently the king never allowed him to do this. Probably the fear of her safety is possible. But the king allowed to do whatever the heck she wanted a lot of the time. He's very, let's say, very relaxed, a very relaxed parent. Yep. And apparently Pale was also upset with her for nearly killing herself in the ammunition depot, which is the only reason why she wanted to do, because she wanted to make fireworks to celebrate him joining the army. And the thing is, it's never discussed with her about this at all. I'm sure Pell basically would have been happy to basically hear something like this, that they were going to celebrate him joining the army, the anniversary of joining the army. That would have been actually quite interesting to see, but nope. Aside from that, you're flying, not much else for flashback. Crocodile himself, basically, now, Luffy does find him. Well, first he actually suffered from blood loss. Like, how the heck did that happen? Probably because he got stabbed again. And he says like a brief nap. He's napping for probably about 5 minutes, maybe. And he sees, oh look, stairs. Runs downstairs in bare feet, mind you. And his hands are covered in blood. And Crocodile's like, oh, you can't hit me. And Luffy's like, punch. And proceeds to beat the living crap out of Crocodile. Crocodile at one point actually takes a part of his hook out, where it takes out the poison tip, takes out the golden edge, and apparently it's a sleeve for a poison hook that he tries to use on Luffy, which Luffy does get hit with. Don't worry, he survives. Luffy, of course, continues to beat the crap out of him, despite that being poisoned, and then sends him straight up to the dome. And apparently him going up in the air, this also apparently, like, oh yeah, that's when the rain started to come back. Yeah, it's actually revealed the reasoning for how the rain disappeared, revealed by Smoker later, that it was a Baroque work ship using rain powder. Yep, that's the reason why that this country had no rain for 3 years. Was because a Baroque work ship was using dance powder. That was the reason for it. Yep. And apparently Smoker captures the ship off screen with the help of Hina making her anime debut in these episodes. Yep. Yeah, she's a beautiful woman. Also see for return of Django and Full Body. Now, it actually changed Full Body's reasoning for his demotion. In the anime, it was because he got a fight with Sanji, though he was able to still keep, he was basically kind of not like a big demotion per se. It's like he's able to keep his clothes but be on a ragged ship with a, let's just say, not very good crew. The next time we see him, he's wearing his manga accurate outfit. And then we have Django. Yes, Django. They refer to him as Django the Traitor, because he basically was a pirate. Now he's a marine. Yeah, in case you're wondering, he doesn't do very much as a marine. After this arc, I think the next time he shows up is probably Marineford, and that's it. So I think of Full Body. Full Body basically is no longer a lieutenant. He's in the manga. He's a recruit. In the anime, he's a sergeant. Okay, that's a better demotion. Let's say basically recruit. Yeah, the reasoning for this is pure and simple. In exchange for Django getting a pardon, Full Body had to get a demotion. Yep, that's the reason for the manga. In anime, there's no mention of it at all. Oh yeah, and by the way, Django does not even fight Luffy at all in here. Sorry about that. My cover of my chair basically fell off. Yep, where was it? Oh, yes. So, Luffy beats Crocodile. And everyone basically, with the rain clear of dust cloud, VVOs, and everyone stop fighting. They do. And the Baroque Works agents are pretty much like arrested, and then all of a sudden we have Tashigi walks to the Crocodile, tells them, because of the crimes you committed in this country, you're hereby stripped of your title as warlord and all your titles. And as the president of Baroque Works, all you and all your agents are hereby under arrest. And they arrest a whole boatload of people. It's rumored about 2,000 people they make arrests for. And Hina, of course. Now, Tashigi and Smoker, after this, they get a promotion because, oh yeah, they started reporting. But the whole government decided to cover up the fact that Straw Hats actually saved the country, not freaking Smoker. Smoker got promoted. In case what he got promoted to, he got promoted to Commodore, and Tashigi got promoted to Ensign. Currently, she's a captain. Yeah, and they're also ordered to come to headquarters to receive medals. And Smoker's like, that's bullcrap. You giving me medals for something I did not do? And basically proceeds to tell the Pit Person Alliance, says, tell the higher-ups, go to hell. That's pretty much what he told them. Oh, and by the way, he's not kicking the Marines for this at all. And this will bite the Marines in the butt later on in the series in Dressrosa. What happened here actually is referenced Dressrosa. And the proper people who actually did save the country are revealed to the world, though they got their bounties raised because of it. Now, Luffy gets his first raise. Basically his first bounty was 30 million. Now it's 100 million, and Zoro's got bounty now. That's something. And his bounty is 60 million. Also, Nika Robbins got bounty too. She was actually the first person at bounty prior to joining the crew. Her bounty was 70 million. The reason for this bounty is utter nonsense. That won't be revealed until Edo's lobby. Yep. And Triads basically are all tired. They sleep in the rain. And then Tashigi's men they really want to rest the Straw Hats. And One Fell Swoop's like, no, we're not gonna let them do it now. We're not doing it right now. Let them basically hose off. And she's tired. She goes back to the ship. She goes to sleep. Though she also was crying too. And Hina's like, how does Tashigi put up with you? I mean, it's almost like Hina tends to think that Tashigi might be Smoker's wife. Now, the thing is, these two do not have romantic attraction to each other. I'm sure they probably do, but the relationship is strictly professional. And it's more like a superior subordinate relationship. That's what they got. They've never delved any further in this at all. Though Tashiki's beauty basically would also cause her to get a lot of admirers, including Sanji. Yep. And don't worry, Tashigi herself, her and Smoker do return, but they won't return until Marineford. Yeah, I'm not kidding about that. They don't return for quite some time after this. Because it's almost like they kind of give up their chase of Straw Hats. Which, that's kind of weird for them. It's like they just gave up because what happened in Alabasta. Who knows? Yep. And so basically, Straw Hats spent 3 days basically 4 days at the palace. Because Nami says, hey, can we crash there? It's like, sure. And everybody's get apparently they changed everybody's clothes. Everybody, except for Sanji's. Yeah, Sanji's still in the same outfit. Yeah, it's not known why he didn't change his outfit for like everyone else did. But yeah, so Luffy wakes up and says, oh, where's my hat? Where's my hat? Because his hat fell off. He says, and Usopp says, oh yeah, that was found by one of the soldiers. And I think it was the manga they said was mentioned by, I think it was Igaram, or at least Vivi, that it was found by one of the soldiers. And he's happy to have his hat back. And obviously he gets a bunch of food, and he's and they meet Igaram's wife, who was the spitting image of him. Yeah, and it's 3 days worth of food, please. 15 meals. And she says, come right up, there's no challenge. And you have all the Straw Hats, including Eyelash. This is so funny. And they all proceed to have a massive feast. And the soldiers like, what the heck? And they're like, man, these people were pigs. Oh my gosh. Yeah, and of course Luffy's like stealing people's meat, which I thought was quite funny. Yeah, this was a hilarious scene. And then they decided to leave the very night. It's not really the reasoning for leaving that night, because Bon Clay somehow escaped. He wasn't captured at that point when he does get captured. He escapes and moves the Straw Hat ship to a safe location. And he says, "Oh yeah, since Brokeworks is like, you lied to us. You didn't tell us you remember Broke. You never mentioned Brokeworks because I never told you. And didn't know we were actually enemies. And since Brokeworks is no longer around, we're friends." No, he does not join the crew. Nope. He does basically play around with him. So basically, him and a few members of the crew decided to pose the Straw Hats in order for them to get away. And of course, well, their ship basically gets seized. The ship itself was never seen again in the franchise. Yeah, after it's taken, it's never seen. Bon Clay himself would actually not make a return until Impelled Down, along with Mr. 3, Crocodile, and Mr. 1. All four of these guys return to Impelled Down. Don't worry, I will discuss Impelled Down. And how interesting the fact that this one prison basically has like a lot of the villains of the franchise, and yet certain villains that Luffy met are actually not seen. Like, I'll get to that when I'll discuss more about that when I get to Impelled Down. And basically, they're all still wearing the same outfits. They haven't changed. Like in the manga, they actually went back to their outfits. And then we see a door opening. No, it's not Eric from the Warship Island arc, though they kind of redid this. And it's actually Nico Robin. Yep. And she's wearing Nami's clothes. How in the world she fits in Nami's clothes, I have no idea. Especially since that she is 10 years older than Nami. And she's taller than she is. And she's like, I want to join your crew. I have nowhere else to go. And Luffy's like, sure. And it was like, what? And they're all nervous around her for a short period of time. Yep. And yeah, she also apparently stopped wearing a hat. Now I keep wondering, how did she survive the destruction suit? They actually do show it here. Yeah, apparently she gave Luffy an antidote for saving from poisoning. She gives it to Cobra. They give it to Luffy, and then Luffy picks Cobra up and Nico Robin, and they proceed to get out of it. And then she just crawls away over to the Straw Hat ship. And apparently off screen, she decided to remove all of her clothes that she was wearing and switch over to Nami's clothes. Yeah, and here's the thing. She technically never wears a hat for the rest of the series. Yeah, her cowgirl hat she wore in the Brokeworks arc, yeah, that's gone. She never wears a hat. As far as I know, she wears a hat, never a hat ever again in the series, I could tell. And she joins the crew as the crew's archaeologist. Now, it's quite strange that you have a pirate crew, you have an archaeologist on board. But, well, gotta like Nami, gotta know the history of the place. And, well, that's it for Alabasta. An absolute good arc. Bit dragging at points, but quite good. Next we have Post-Alabasta, which is a series of 5 standalone episodes. The first one's focused on Chopper. Yep. Yeah, so they basically the Straw Hats come to an island. They bark off. They look for food. Meanwhile, though, Chopper basically tells a story to Nico Robin about his first patient, his mentor, who had gotten sick from one of her patients. And he treats her and basically devotes the first Roma ball. Excuse me, though she didn't like the fact that he was making medicines and reading books. But basically, he did a good job. It was a nice little thing for her to listen to. Nico Robin herself in these 5 episodes she does absolutely nothing. Yeah, my guess is the reason why Toei did this for, because even though she's already part of the crew, it's like, okay, we had these filler arcs planned, but we probably didn't know Nico Robin was in the crew, so let's just have her do just absolutely freaking nothing. Yeah. So, and we have a few episodes, like next one focus on Nami, where she's trying to develop, first we have Luffy, Usopp, and Chopper fish out this giant snail which has a salesman in it. And he doesn't know he's on a pirate ship until they mention his name is Luffy. And he also apparently is like asked like, "You have any paper?" He's like, "Sure." Like, great paper. I won't distinguish with seawater. And once he finds out that he's on Straw Hat pirate ship, he just says, "Oh, you can keep the stuff. I'm gonna go. I got put to go." And this character is never seen again. And Nanami spends the rest of the episode trying to draw a map, and she keeps getting interrupted because of all the noise. And she says something like, "Next time you turn me, I'm finding you 100,000 berries." Now Chopper really wants to help them at one point, and of course they calm down after a little while, after a couple of interruptions, and that because of Spout, and of course they managed to get away from it fine. And Nami is still not finished yet, and it's left inconclusive. Now, in case you're wondering, did they follow up with this in the next episode? Nope. Next episode is focused on Sanji. And a bit of his backstory is revealed, like, of how he became such a good cook. Apparently, Zeph never taught him how to cook. He did tell him how to fight, he did not tell him how to cook. He kind of like had to learn on the job, and like with this particular cook, he started washing dishes and eventually became a good cook. Like even in 6 months, he learned something, and he's charged with making curry for these group of captains for their lunch, and their ship basically is supposed to host it. And Sanji sort of indirectly teaches him gives him tips, and they develop a good curry. Yep. And Luffy's with them. He of course gets attention, so him and Sanji had to leave, but they give the courage to the captains, and they love it. I think it's freaking fantastic. Too bad this character doesn't appear again, because this character was quite interesting. As for when he decided to become part of the Marines, it's never actually explained. Well, they say it was 6 months ago, but they don't explain exactly why. He just joined the Marines. Okay. And that was the third episode. The fourth one, I thought this was quite interesting. This one is focused on Usopp. Yep. And his obsession with fireworks. And this was a fun little standalone episode of them basically just him trying to get gunpowder, probably make fireworks, but he notices there was a big ball of fireworks, and the person in charge of the shop doesn't want to give him gunpowder. Though he does eventually after he helps out his granddaughter, and finding out this one building is actually the launch pad for this 14-pounder, this big huge hunky one. And yeah, and apparently it's revealed that Usopp, basically his firework was a dud. Yeah, so he says take as much as you want. Probably not all of it per se because he's for fireworks. Yep, and the last episode is a flashback episode. Yeah, we're in the past now apparently, even though we were just in the present. Yeah, it's during a period of time when Zoro was a bounty hunter. Yeah, and we see Johnny and his partner trying to figure out what bounty to go after next, probably hope for a big one. And then we see Zoro show up, and he's like, "Oh, I need some food." And it's like, "How you gotta pay for this?" "Oh, I don't have much money, but don't worry, I'll get the money from taking this big guy at this table over here in. His bounty is worth with his bounty." And he's asked basically what his bounty is. It's 5 million. He's like, "Huh, they can cover my lunch, no problem." And he proceeds to beat him up and tells Johnny and the other guy, tell him about the whole thing about stealing the other prey. You're like, "Oh, that's okay. You can take him and take war money and use part of it to pay for my lunch." And he goes to get his sword fixed. Now, this is not the sword he uses is not his regular sword. Yeah, his regular white sword's under repairs, but they're fixed perfectly fine. Those other two swords break. And he learns a lesson that he should take better care of his swords so they don't break. And then Johnny comes across another guy with a $10 million bounty. Now you're probably thinking 10 million. Man, that's like small time compared to Luffy, who's only got a 100 million berry bounty. Yeah. So Johnny tries to take him on, and then Zoro shows up after seeing all the explosions happen. Eventually, Zoro takes this guy down, and they kind of, in a way, split the Well, he says, "I'll take the reward because I need to pay for some swords because, well, the sword he used broke." And, well, says, "Can we join with you?" It's like, "Sure." And of course, that's when I call him Big Bro. Yeah, it's like this whole point of this episode was like when Zora first met Johnny. Yeah, but it was a pretty decent episode for what it was. The post-Alabasta episodes, I would say the five of them. The one with Chopper, I thought that was quite interesting. Was a pure fun of an episode to watch. The one that probably is the weakest one, especially since that, well, the Zora one basically is actually quite interesting if they actually bother to show, oh yeah, this is a flashback, and so that's something I didn't like about it was like abruptly a flashback, and apparently I said, oh yeah, this was several years ago. How long? Like how old Zora was supposed to be? No idea, but he's not wearing the current outfit. Yeah, apparently he changed clothes because it was shown in a canon flashback that he was start wearing the outfit he's wearing present day. Here it's like a completely different outfit. Yeah, and I'm kind of like, is this supposed to take place at this point? I'm not sure what point. It's supposed to be when he is a bounty hunter. And he says the reason he became a bounty hunter so he can basically buy food and repair his swords. Which, okay, that's perfectly fine. He doesn't do it for the fun of it, he just basically does it for the money. Because he needs to pay for his bills. Yep. If you want to think of what probably is the weakest episode of this entire, of these set of episodes, it's probably the Nami one. It's not due to the fact Nami's not an interesting character. It's the episode itself was pretty weak at most, and plus it's of all the episodes, Robin does virtually nothing. Sorry about that. That bit of cramp my leg. Yeah, and Usopp one is just pure fun. I kind of wish they would have brought the characters back in the episode in that one, but nope, never did. Oh, and by the way, Usopp basically never develops an obsession with fireworks right after that filler episode because there's no mention of using fireworks. Not that I can think of. No, maybe use the gunpowder to make more things for his slingshot. Hmm. Yeah, but not much else to say when it comes to these two arcs. Now, oh, I forgot to mention the amount that covers. Excuse me. Yeah, fully the arc covers chapters 155 to 217. Yep, that's pretty much what it covers. Okay, so yeah, that's it for Cycle Review. My next review of our Comic Corner. And I'm gonna wait a bit and then put up and then do another Comic Corner plus a manga review. Okay, see you next video. Bye.